Hi, everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate what percentage of your income you need to contribute to your Roth IRA in order to max it out for the year. And the reason I'm making this video is because I had the question myself. And when I went online to look at what percentage of my income I needed to contribute, there wasn't an easy calculator. And they would tell me, oh, it's a $6,000 limit, so just contribute $6,000 by the end of the year and you'll be okay. When I went to my 401k account, and I'll show you this right now, it gave me a couple of percentages. So for my Roth 401k, if I contribute, I guess I'm contributing 6% each paycheck or each year towards my Roth IRA. In theory, if I started in January, that would be a very simple calculation and I could reach $6,000. But what happens if I'm in October and I've contributed a certain amount and I realize, oh, well, I actually want to contribute the maximum amount by January. How do I have to adjust my contribution in order to reach that amount? You've got to be kidding me. So maybe I'll provide a little bit of background on what the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA is. And there's plenty of more material out there. But in essence, a Roth IRA just means that you pay the taxes now on your contributions, but they grow tax-free and you can take them out without paying taxes in the future. So it's good for you if you think that you're going to be in a higher income bracket later in life when you end up taking out these contributions that you've made. So it's aspirational thinking. Maybe you're going to be wealthy when you're older. The regular IRA, you put it in tax-free, but when you take it out, you end up paying taxes on it. So something to think about there. I'm going to dive into a couple of examples right now, and they're pretty simple, but hopefully this is helpful. So the first example is if you're at the beginning of the year and you're doing some retirement planning and you decide that you want to max out your Roth IRA for the year. Say you've got a $6,000 annual contribution limit, which is the case if you are under the age of 50. If you're over the age of 50, it's $7,000. And say your annual income is $100,000. The question then is, what percentage of your income do you need to contribute in order to max out, in order to reach that $6,000 contribution limit? And that's actually a pretty easy calculation. You just have to find out, well, what percentage of $100,000 is $6,000? And the way you calculate that is by dividing 6,000 by 100,000, and you get 6%. If you want to know what your monthly calculations are going to be, you just find out your monthly income, which is dividing your annual income by 12 to reach the $8,300 each month. And your monthly contribution will just be the $6,000 divided by 12. And that's your biweekly contribution too. So in order to reach the $6,000 annual contribution limit, you have to contribute 6% of your paycheck each month or each paycheck in order to get there. And on an annual basis for month to month, what that looks like is pretty simple. You're going to contribute $500 each month for 12 months until you reach $6,000, and you're setting yourself up very well. It gets a little bit more complicated if you're doing mid-year planning, which happened to me this year, where I was contributing a small amount midway through the year, and then I realized I've got the opportunity to save a little bit more. I want to max out my Roth IRA for this year, but I'm going to have to change my contribution limit a little bit. So how do you calculate midway through the year what your contribution limit should be in order to reach that $6,000 max or whatever your max is? So going again with the example, you have a $6,000 annual contribution limit with an annual income of $100,000. Let's say that the current month is October, meaning it's the 10th month, and we're going to treat it like it's the first of the month, and you have 3 more months, October, November, December, until the end of the year. Your year-to-date Roth IRA contributions are $2,000. So that means that you need $4,000 in order to reach that limit for the year and to max out your Roth IRA. So how do you go about calculating what percentage of your income you should contribute in order to reach your goal of $6,000 in the next 3 months? So the way you do that with monthly contributions is you calculate what is the remaining number needed per month to contribute in order to reach that $4,000 goal. And so that's an easy $4,000 divided by the remaining months in the year. So in this case, it's 3. And so you get 1,333 each month that you have to contribute in order to reach your goal of maxing out your Roth IRA. If your monthly salary is $8,300, which is just $100,000 divided by 12, then the percentage of your income that you need to contribute in order to max out your Roth IRA is just your monthly contribution needed divided by your monthly salary. What proportion of your monthly salary do you need to contribute in order to reach this monthly contribution limit, which is effectively the limit that you will need to contribute each month in order to reach the annual limit. And that turns out to be 16%. What I've done here is put together a visualization of what your monthly contribution will look like for any starting month, assuming that you've already contributed a set amount. So for the example that we used, it's $2,000. What we covered previously was the example for October, looking at if you've contributed $2,000 already, you're looking to max out your account. So you've got $4,000 left to pay for the remaining 3 months. You'll have to contribute 16% of your monthly salary in order to achieve that goal. Obviously, if you're deciding in December that you want to max out your Roth IRA and you've only contributed $2,000 of the $6,000 limit, you're going to have to contribute a much larger proportion of your monthly salary in order to reach that goal. And that turns out to be 48%. So this was a pretty simple calculation. I'm going to link this workbook out in the comments section. So if you want to put in your own numbers, everything will flow through. Say you have a $50,000 annual salary, you can do the calculations yourself. And I hope this video is helpful for you. It's pretty simple calculations, as I said, but I didn't think there was a lot of material out there that explained how to calculate the percentage contribution you need to make in order to max out your retirement account. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.